Hello everybody and welcome back to Apex Online Racing. Today, this is round 2 of the season at Bahrain, and it's no secret that Bahrain is definitely not one of my favourite tracks. Going to this race I was slightly under practiced in terms of qualifying, at least anyway. I know the alternate strategy was very good around this track, so that was the aim to do. So I wasn't going to qualify. On this first sort of banker run here, as you can see, I did a 3.6 in the middle split, and as I came through that corner, then you might see that I went wide. I looked up to see the sector time because I didn't want to go, as stupid as this sounds, I didn't want to do too fast of a banker and end up in the top 10 on the softs. So in hindsight, I should have set that lap, because if I'd not made that mistake by looking up at the delta, I think it would have been around a 0.6 or 0.7. So that would have put me fairly high. But as you can see, coming to the end of the session, P10 at the moment is a 24.8, and if you look, P9 is a 0.6. So we really need a good lap here. We actually need to push on this lap to get anywhere near sort of the P11 mark, which is where I want to start the race. So coming into turn 1 now, braking fairly nicely, clipping it into first gear for the rotation. We lost a little bit on the exit, and again it was pretty scruffy through turn 1, and we're already a 10th down on a banker run, so it's not been ideal so far. 100 meter board down to third gear, clipping the curve again, fourth gear for the exit, and again that was really bad. I think this first sector is a midpoint 4, which is about a tenth and a half off what you should really be doing. This corner was quite nice. Lost a little bit on the exit, but overall about the same as what I did on the banker run. Again now into the tricky left-hand downhill corner. That was fairly nice. We're only about half a tenth down now, but I just knew as long as I could hook the final sector up and get about a 0.6, 0.7, that would be close enough to P11, which I thought would probably be the winning strategy of the race. But going to the last sector now, just under a tenth down, but we knew we can gain a lot of time through this corner, and we hooked that curve nicer this time. Good on the exit, and you can see we've nearly gained 2 tenths through that corner. We're about a tenth and a half up now, so if we can gain another half a tenth, we're going to be a good 0.7, I think, coming into this lap. So it's not been an ideal lap by any means, as we gained quite a bit on the last corner. We're around 2 tenths up now, but it's not been a great lap at all, and it's going to be P10 for now, so we're really hoping we don't lose any positions and we can start around the P11 where we want. But unfortunately the times are actually really quick, and we end up down in P15 behind our teammate, so we'll have to see what we can do. I know it'll still be a good strategy because there's only 4 people in front of us on the hards, and I knew the hard strategy was really good. I practiced the first hard stints in the race, and I knew roughly what I could do. I think I was about low 30s to high 29s in the first stint on the hards, so I knew roughly what the hards can do, and I've done a little bit of practice on the hards. But we'll see what we do in the race now as the 5 lights odds come on. Aiming for a good start, not like we had in Australia. The lights go out now, and it's not been a great start. We've actually lost quite a bit off the line. As you can see, the Alpha in front spins. Thankfully he goes, but we have to take avoiding action onto the grass. We're going to try and see if we can pick anything up on the start. The racing point is pushed up well. We're going to try and go up the inside, and there's a bit of contact, and we have to settle down into P16, which is last of the of the runners that have not been in incidents. So this is not an ideal start at all. As we come around this right-hander now, I could tell pretty much instantly that the car felt weird. And as you can see on the damage indicator, we've got that sort of lime yellowish damage, which was really bad. As we try and make a move on Sammy around the outside, but I was just hoping that the damage would not have too much of an impact on the pace, and I was hoping that I could still do well with this strategy. At the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about the damage now, so we're just going to have to deal with what we've got. But we're out on the back of Samu here. I'm pretty sure he has damage as well. We're going to go up the inside of him. That's a fairly easy move, I'm pretty sure, as I said. He has damage along with the other 2 or 3 cars behind us. So now we're on the back of Aero. Johan also started outside the top 10, but he's on mediums. And then there is, I'm not sure who the Haas is, and then it's my teammate Caden, who's the lead hard runner. So hopefully he can do well and get some points. But I'm coming to the end of the first lap now, and you can see it's already started starting to be a little bit of a struggle to stick with this damage. Just trying to stick within the DRS as much as possible will be the aim, and try not to think about it too much. I feel like if you think about the damage, it makes you slower. You just got to forget it's there and drive as quickly as you can. But as you can see, going on to lap 5 now, the gap's 1.2 seconds. We were out the DRS, and if you look at the lap times as well, 30.6, which is about half a second to 6/10 ish off what I was doing in practice. So that's what I'm losing right now with this damage. I'm pretty sure I could easily stick with the hard runners, but unfortunately that's not the case. We skip all the way on to lap 12 now. Surface behind, who was involved in one of the incidents at the start, I think he got spun. He's now caught us up. I'm pretty sure he's going to pass us fairly easily down here. We didn't fight it too much, so I was hoping I could just stick within the DRS and try and get pulled along slightly to the other hard runners in front that have now got a good 5-second gap on us. So yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle at this point. I was just really hoping that around the lap 16 mark we could have some kind of safety car to save me, but I think without that, this race is looking pretty dire already. We've got the net race leader Blizzard behind us, only 3 seconds behind now. And that's really not what you want when you're on this strategy. You don't want to be getting caught by the other net race leader, but you can see the times now dropped down to 30-0, and that's just because we're in the DRS of Surface pulling us along, trying to catch. I think Surface's pace was quite good. I think he was catching the other hard runners slightly, but most of the grid is pit now. I think my teammate pit on the last lap, which is why I've stayed out the extra lap, and indeed he is. So we come to the pits now, getting a little bit in the pit lane, but we have decided to change the wing. I felt like I wasn't going to gain anything if I just kept the damage. I don't think I'd have even caught the hard runners come the end of the race with the mediums, so change the front wing. It's a very long and annoying pit stop to take, but I'm going to drop right to the back of the field. But yeah, you can get like we should be quick now with the repaired car, and hopefully we can start to gain some positions out of this. So rejoining P16 then, 6.5 seconds behind Surface, so we lost what? That's how much we lost, about 6 seconds with the front wing change. It's going to be difficult to catch that gap, definitely. But we're coming to the end on the middle up to 18 now, and we have a safety car. And I think you'll hear in the background some useful information. It's also die.
My controller was going to run out as well.
I'm going soft because I'm last. So it'd be funny.
On unit.
But track position, get track position. The leaders might pit. See, that was me discussing with Caden as to what to do on the strategy. I told him to stay out for the track position, which indeed he does do, and I think he'll take the net lead here. The leaders all pit for mediums or softs, which I was planning to do as well, considering I was right at the back. As you can see, they're all in the pit lane now, and you see the Red Bull car coming around the last corner. That is my teammate, and he is going to take the lead. So he's going to be the one controlling the restart, and he's on a lap older tyres than me. So I was thinking, you know, if he can hold the grid up quite a lot, there's a good chance of making positions. But we come around the last corner now, you can see everyone's still in the pit lane. So I thought, you know what? If I pit now, I'm going to be at the back again. I'm just going to stay out and see if I can gain anything from the guys in the pit lane. I stuck it up into overtake mode to try and see if I can get anywhere near the points. And we do just get ahead of Andres AG. And we get up into P10. And we're finally in the points. It's going to be very difficult to stay here because everyone that's pit has gone on to brand new soft tyres. But we'll skip us to the restart now. P10, can we stay anywhere near P10? Or are we going to get swallowed up by the soft runners behind, or the medium runners for that matter, but they're on a lot fresher tyres. We'll put it into overtake mode for the start as usual, which is what everyone does. Binning off all the batch on the first straight, but these last few laps were pretty chaotic, as you can see in front. A lot of the people just battling on the softs. I didn't quite have the pace on the slightly more worn mediums to really make any moves. As you can see, the Alfa Romeo behind us has got quite close, but yeah, again, if you look in front of us, you can see they're like 2 wide, 3 wide at certain points. Going through the chicane, I'm pretty sure they're still side by side, a few of the drivers up ahead. And this was seen to be a hot overtaking spot down to this hairpin corner as the Mercedes goes up the inside of surface. And so does the McLaren. Suso, I'm pretty sure he's going to make a move up the inside here, which is very ambitious. And he does do that on surface, who, remember, was the guy we were battling with at the start of the race when we had damage. He's got mugged slightly on this restart on his older tyres. Suso goes at the inside. We're going to try and take an opportunistic move on this as we go up the inside and round the outside, going into the last sector now. And that was fairly nice. A fairly nice move. So we're up into P9. I was hoping maybe the soft tyres on the cars in front would die towards the end of the race, because they don't last very long at all, the softs. And I was hoping my mediums, as old as they are, they were about 3 laps old when the safety car came out, but I was hoping that they would hang on. As you can see, that Andres on these brand new softs now all over the back of me, and I don't think there's a particularly big amount we can do about him getting past. We brake pretty late, but he brakes later, shoves us out slightly, and definitely makes the move stick. So we're back down to P10. I was quite happy to see Domi behind me, because he's also on the medium, so I was hoping he wouldn't have such a tyre advantage as the other cars do. As we skip now on to lap 23. Again, absolute chaos going in front. The Mercedes seems to be very aggressive in this stage of the race. There's a lot of wheel banging and dive bombs going on, which you can sort of expect within the sprint race at the very end of after a saved car at the end of the race. But we're hanging on pretty nicely to P10 now. We've got IGK Boss behind us, who's also on softs, and you can see we brake really late, but he goes for a massive lunge down the inside. We get hit slightly, and we just about stay ahead. But I think he's going to get a run on me now, which he does do. We use overtake to sort of defend it, and we do manage to defend it. So P10 is just about secured for the time being. That one singular point we're having to work really hard for. Question now, going into the last 5 laps, will the softs die, or will they manage to hold on? I think from the safety car they had about 9 laps to do, 9 to 10 laps, and I know at the start of the race they can do about 8, but that's with the formation lap and qualifying, so they should be able to do it. It's just the pace drop off that they probably have quite a lot of. But this racing point gets pushed wide. I think this was a very good opportunity for me to overtake, but I didn't quite deploy enough overtake mode as I probably would have done in hindsight, as we stick behind and still in P10 now. I think this was the point where the soft tyres started to die. I didn't, for the end of this race, come under threat from behind, so P10 was pretty secure. We're skipping to the last lap now, and I'll just let you hear this reaction because this is quite entertaining.
Yes! Yes, man! Yes! Fucking come on! Yes! E2! Yes! Ha! Yes!
And that's Caden getting P2, my teammate. So a great drive from him. He was on the same strategy as me, which sort of annoyed me, because if I'd not got that damage, I think I could have definitely been up there as well. But he's still shouting in the background. Yeah, we got P8 in the end from a few penalties in front, so it's not the end of the world from a pretty bad start to the race. I'm not sure whether I would have done the alt strat had I known what was going to happen, but obviously the alt strat was the way to go. As you can see, Caden in second from 14th, Aero third from 17th, but the safety car definitely helped us. We would not have got any points without that. But we go on to the next one. Vietnam will be entertaining. I'm not sure what that track's going to be like. I've not really done anything competitive around there, so that'll be entertaining. But a good thing to take from the first 2 races, I know I've had the pace to definitely challenge for top 5 in both races I've done so far. It may not look like it from the results, but I definitely think there's a good opportunity to get up there. But we'll have to see what happens in the next coming races. But that's enough. This has been a really long video for not a very entertaining race, so sorry if it's boring, but I'll see you in a week's time again for the Vietnam Grand Prix, which will be interesting. But again, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Yeah, you need to do interviews, by the way.